Good morning. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for tuning in this morning. We have with us a special guest, Carol Griffith, who holds really wears many hats in our community. So I'm going to let you go ahead and introduce yourself, Carol. Thanks for joining us today.
Well, thank you, Janelle, and thank you for all you do with the Howell Chamber and being such a great advocate for our community. I am Carol Griffith, and I am the Vice President of Griffith Realty. I'm a Realtor here in Livingston County and been a Realtor for 45 years. I am also a County Commissioner, the Livingston County Board of Commissioners, and I have been a Commissioner for 11 years.
Awesome. And what geographic area do you represent in the Commission?
My district is District 7, and that is all of Genoa Township as a Commissioner.
Awesome. I just want to make sure that we were clarifying that for listeners today. Thank you so much again for joining us. And I know you said that you've been a Howell resident for a long time. You've been in real estate for a long time. So if you could just share something personal with listeners, I think they'd love to get to know a little bit of the personal side of Carol, and I know that it makes it more memorable too.
Sure. Well, actually, I am a resident of Brighton.
Okay.
And I have been living in the community all my life. So the neat perspective is I think our family has been in Livingston County for nearly 6 generations. And so I was actually raised in just right on the Howell-Brighton line.
Okay.
And so I did go to school in Brighton. We started out as a Class D when I started school and ended up as a Class A school when I finally graduated. So we experienced a lot of growth during those years, and went to college, and went to Albion to college, and after a short career in a corporate life, I came back to real estate. I sold real estate during my college years. And,
oh wow, that's interesting. How did that happen?
Well, I actually got a real estate license as soon as I could. It was in our family. I was 3rd generation realtor, so decided that would be what I would do during my summer vacations. And not only did I sell real estate, but I actually purchased houses and flipped them, which is something that everybody wants to do now. It wasn't so common way back when.
Oh my goodness.
So we didn't have TV programs featuring those things.
Yeah, exactly. So when you were flipping, did you do the work yourself, or did you?
The majority of the work, yes.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, my first house was downtown Howell, as a matter of fact. And so the price difference from then until today's has changed quite a bit.
Oh, I bet. I was talking with somebody just last week, and they were saying that they moved out to Livingston County because the cost of living was so much more affordable in Livingston County years and years and years ago, and
Sure,
now it's totally changed.
It's changed, but it's all for the good.
It is.
It's been good changes.
Well,
Yes.
awesome. I'm sure it sounds like you definitely learn a lot when you're, making those types of improvements on homes as well. Very interesting story. I had no idea. So thank you for sharing that with us. So what do you love about real estate? And I know that you've touched on real estate a little bit, but you're also a commissioner here in the county. So I was hoping that you could share a little bit of your perspective of what it means to be a county commissioner and how long you've been in that role.
Well, I've been a public servant as a commissioner for 11 years, and I think it's a good fit for me because being a realtor for so long, I know why people move into the community, and I knew why they move out, and I can certainly sell all of the great qualities that Livingston County has to offer. So selling the community is not tough for me because I've been here, I've experienced it, and we've had some nice people move in the area. It's always sad when certain people that have shared so much of themselves with the community move out, but it's helped me as a commissioner because I feel like I have a pulse on the community and in terms of what people are looking for when they move here, and again, those things the wonderful things that contribute to a lifestyle for Livingston County.
So what do you tell people?
Well, can I move you here? Well, there's so many fine features of the county, but when you think about it, we have world-renowned medicine within driving distance, and that's important to those of an aging population and those that are not. So many people in other surrounding areas, when they need to have medical treatments, they might have to spend the night. They might drive for a full day and spend the night. And we have choices here. We have great universities within driving distance. We have a university right here in our community, Clary College. We have 155 lakes, so if you're not on one, you're near one. We have diverse housing. You could have a cottage, a farm, you could have a townhouse, a condominium, a bungalow in the city, and also historic buildings. So it's diverse for those reasons, and of course our schools are fabulous and offer a lot of opportunities for kids. I think just for families who want a particular lifestyle, and after COVID we see that seeking of lifestyle where the family can be together and do things outdoors, that really is something that Livingston County offers. I think just the lowest tax rate is probably just a good side benefit.
Right. And that is interesting that you mentioned the kind of this post-COVID lifestyle seeking. And I do think that that's something that we're going to continue to see this trend of, people are going to pick the place where they want to live, not necessarily based around their employment or their job opportunities, likely because most of them have the opportunity to work remotely or in some sort of hybrid format. So I find that all very interesting to see how this will unfold, because I think it's something that many are kind of predicting, but
you're right on. In the last year, typically we would ask a client that was coming into the area, that was moving into the area, where do you work? How close do you want to be to work? And we've always thought of ourselves as a bedroom community because we're close to 96 and 23, where one spouse might be in Detroit, one might work in Lansing, also Ann Arbor or Flint, and we don't need to ask those questions now. We find that buyers are picking a place for their family or to raise a family. It's about lifestyle and being able to be outside and having a dog or maybe a horse.
Absolutely. Well, and I think that does translate really well to being a public servant, because now how to attract people to this community. And you mentioned several amazing assets that our county has and this region holds for families that are looking for that type of lifestyle, and diverse too, as far as the types of housing. But I find that interesting because I think long term, as a county, I would imagine we're going to have to take a long, hard look at how we're investing in some of those assets to make sure that Livingston County continues to be a place to attract families.
Yes, very much so. And we're also an aging population, and I think that says a lot of good about Livingston County, that people have lived here for a great length of time and they want to stay in place as they age, and so that's an interesting feature that we also have to be mindful of, that we want people to stay here in the county, because they can afford it, we have accommodations for them as well. So,
absolutely. And there's a lot of things that go with that I don't necessarily know that, from a planning perspective, to make sure that we are being mindful in that aging in place, or for that aging in place population. Let's see, what else do we have here to talk about today? What does the market look like right now in Livingston County?
I think we have shattered all records. It's great if you're a seller. It's a great time to be a seller. As you know, the prices have just really, really increased, and a lot of that is just supply and demand. So our supply, if you will, our inventory is at record lows, and so we have more buyers than we do inventory. And if you remember going through the recession, that was not a problem we had. We certainly had lots of inventory. So this is sort of a new territory for us, that the inventory is so low. So because of supply and demand, it is really pushing up those prices. So you might be surprised to learn that an average sale price of a home, residential only, in Livingston County has now reached $372,000. Wow. That was as of our May statistic.
Wow, that's a shocking number.
It really is, and sometimes I think it's a whole educational process for a buyer if they haven't bought in a long time, because the sales prices are coming in at or above asking price. So in years past, you always saw a little bit of negotiation, or someone felt like they were empowered a buyer would be empowered with some negotiation room, and it's really, a buyer needs to act quickly right now and really have their finances in order.
Yeah, that is just, honestly, I don't know a better word for it other than crazy.
It's crazy.
I know I've seen some memes out there that are joking about being a real estate agent, and how do you advise your buyers to put in a competitive offer, because it's just a whole new world.
It's a new world, and you really need a professional to navigate you through it,
Yeah,
because things are very creative and
Yeah.
and interesting, and so it's it's been fun.
Good. Well, we have probably about enough time for just one other question. So I just wanted to ask you what you love most about working in this role and serving your community as a county commissioner.
Well, it's been a wonderful experience, because I am so impressed with the county employees and the leadership. And so when I say that, I get to interact intimately with departments like the health department and public safety and the planning department. We just have really great employees that are looking out for the county, and they do a great job. So a lot of the public interacts with the clerk's office, say, and I don't think you would find better employees and welcoming employees as you do with Livingston County. So I'm very proud of the people, but I'm also proud that we can all work together for the same common goal. And even though it is a government entity, it's also a business. So we'd like to keep the taxes low and manageable and live within our means, and deliver good services to the community, and be good stewards of our taxpayers.
Yeah, no, great answer. That is a great answer. I think that I would agree that everybody that I've had interactions with at the county are just really good people. So
You can be proud.
yes, absolutely. So, well, thank you, Carol, so much for joining us today. If somebody wanted to reach out to you to look to list or buy, or even just to reach out to you in your commissioner role as well, what is the best way for them to get a hold of you?
Well, I'm at the office daily, and I mean daily, so you can reach me at Griffith Realty. My phone number is 810-227-1016, and my voicemail extension is 203. So if I'm not there and you want to leave me a message, you can. It will find me to my cell, but I'm happy to talk to anyone who's interested in real estate or talking about the community, because it's an easy conversation for me.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much again for joining us today.
Thank you.
And we look forward to seeing all of the great things to come.
Thanks, Janelle.